subtleties of reality now, and we listen to understand that we still don't understand anything at this moment. So it's very good reminder. So if not, we know everything. We know the words, and we look in the sutta, and we think that we know, but still in reality, the seeing or hearing now, we don't understand anything about this. And we have to listen more and more and consider more and more. So it's the point that Thanachan always remind us about this.
Yeah. And not quite not anything, because at least there is the considering and the reflecting and becoming familiar with the truth, that now it is just seeing which sees. So better than nothing at all.
Yes, I mean, that is, we don't understand it clearly. Yeah, clearly.
Exactly. Nothing understood clearly at all. No.
Yeah.
Just following the words, sometimes wisely, sometimes unwisely. Yes.
Yeah, and I found it's very interesting. It's for yesterday discussion with Taiwanese and Vietnamese. It's the same subject about the paticca samuppada. And
yes, I do. I don't know if it was just a kind of coincidence or whether because one or two of them had listened to the Chinese discussion and wished to continue. Yes. And any points of interest, Han?
Yes, the point that Achan asked about the link. What is the link now? And if you consider it's the present at the moment when seeing or hearing now is the present, but it's not related to the paticca samuppada. So what's the point that Thanachan would like to remind us about what's the link now? And if you consider it's a present, but it's gone immediately, so it can be considered as a past or still considered as a present moment.
And why do you say it's not related to paticca samuppada?
Because it's like the first link of the paticca samuppada is the avijja. Avijja is still here, but we don't understand about it. It's not appear, and what is appear is the seeing or hearing now, and it seems not related to this link. So can you elaborate?
But if there had been no karma in past life as a result of ignorance, could there be seeing or hearing now? Could there be the meeting of any ayatanas now? Because when it refers to ayatanas, seeing and hearing is included. When it refers to vijnana, we know it refers to birth consciousness, but birth consciousness and any vipaka cittas that follow. So I think every reality is part of the wheel of birth and death, on and on and on, the three vatas, the Kilesa vata, the Kama vata, the Vipaka vata. So as Ajahn was saying yesterday afternoon, that's just the brief summary. So actually, whatever reality we talk about now is part of these three rounds. But let me invite Ajahn to answer your points about avijja, seeing now and then it's gone, and whether it's a part of paticca samuppada and then it's got a past and so on. I'll let Ajahn answer.
Thank you, Sarah.
Is now past life of next life?
It's now this life, Ajahn.
What all are there from moment of birth to death? It's avijja and sankhara. In short, no matter seeing, hearing, smelling, all are Sankhara-Dhamma. With avijja, when there's no understanding of the truth. So when we consider last life, it is now last life of future life. That's all. And what are there is just now is present life of past life. That's why there is Nama Rupa. See, anytime. Just like what it said, this life is future life of last life. And next life, this life is past life. Avijja and Sankara. What is there is so true. So it is by way of condition. What condition? Patisanticitta. By what pattaya? To let go gradually, so gradually, no other way at all. To let go ignorance and attachment. No matter what we are speaking or whatever, as long as it's not known, as it's only that which is conditioned to arise and falls away all the time, each moment. Without this moment of understanding, how can it be deity, right understanding of the path to get away from paticca, the circle of birth and death, on and on and on and on. So no doubt about paticca, this life is past life of the future life. And this life is the future life of last life. Exactly. On and on and on. And only this moment of understanding develops on and on and on to get closer to no matter what word about the truth is right here, so close. That's why it's begin to get closer and closer, not to worry about the future or the past. Only that which is now unknown all the time, even at this moment of speaking about it. See, not yet close to that moment until it is there by conditions. And by condition is the accumulation of understanding of what now is talked about. Seeing, hearing, thinking, liking, understanding, whatever is there, until it's there, when the idea of self is less and less and less, it has to be a moment of understanding the nature of what is there without intention, because it begins to show up. It shows up. Not anyone make it show up at all. But now, even it's like that, but no understanding. So how can there be the understanding of that which now arises and falls away? That's why the teachings of the Buddha has to be 3 rounds of Arya Satya. Arya Satya. Nothing is as true as now. Seeing is real, is true, it arises and falls away. Hearing is just like now, conditioned to arise and fall away. Whatever arises cannot last at all. It instantly falls away. This understanding, this kind of understanding will condition letting go so gracefully, subtly, unknown. That's why understanding only is the samadhi of the Eightfold Path. 3 rounds. No matter what we talk about, seeing is not that which is seen, to be reminded the reality which experiences an object. So it is the second link, which will be the past avijja and sankhara all in one life, to condition vijnana patisanti with nama and rupa. So it's the ayatana from the very beginning by different aspects, different angle. Because Patisanti Citta, Pavanga Citta, is not seeing moment, and moment before seeing ayatana all the time, depending on whether it is through which doorway or not any doorway. But it's not known. When it's not the process of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking. So we talk about ayatana at moment when there is what is experienced, that which is experienced, appearing. To understand gradually which one is just ayatana. One cannot be ayatana. There must be other reality together around. So Dhamma can be talked about in many aspects, depending on we're talking about the Paticca the way it's conditioned to arise and fall away non-stop. Even right now, anytime, any plane of existence. Just talk about it to be reminded to develop the firm confidence of the truth, to be conditioned for the awareness directly is aware with understanding of what. Because ayatana is from birth, it's not known at all. Even it's there. So when it's known, it's not knowing anything else, only that which is now ayatana. At moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. And this is Paticca. Little by little, it develops. It's their awareness, it's their understanding, it's their manasikara, whatever is there can show up unexpectedly, anatta. So understanding Dhamma is understanding more of the nature of the anatta, the nature of anatta. Because it's now the word of atta, until not at all any atta is there. It means that the Miccha Titi, Attanutiti, all kind of titi has been eradicated, never to arise again. From each moment of understanding, developing to get closer to the truth of what is there just right now. Is that true? Is that the teachings of the Buddha in Tipitaka? The path is so very subtle. It's not the moment of intending to do anything at all, because it's the misunderstanding, taking whatever is there as I am doing or I will do. So understanding Paticca is understanding the truth of this moment, little by little, by different ways, because it is there each moment when there's no understanding.
One of the mistakes that is very common is when people read about Paticca Samuppada, they think it's an order, first avijja, then sankhara, then vijnana, then namarupa, then ayatana, then passa, and so on. But avijja, just as it was in the past, is here now. And just as it's here now, it will be there in the future. The sankhara refers to karma in the past, but just as there was karma in the past, conditioning birth now, there is karma in this life that can condition birth in future. And just as there was birth in this life as a result of karma, so there will be again and again. And the same with the Chaitasikas at birth and the Kamaja Rupas. And then when it comes to ayatanas, people think after birth there are ayatanas, and after ayatanas there is pasa and tanha and so on. But as Ajahn said, from the very first moment of life, even at the moment of patisandhi, there is the meeting of ayatanas, the meeting of the chitta and chaitasikas at that moment and every moment afterwards. So when we talk about ayatanas, all realities are included: the seeing, the pasa, the vedana, the tanha, all are included in ayatanas. So it's not ayatanas and then pasa and then vedana, because vedana arises at every moment, in the past, just like now, and in the future, just like now. Pasa at every moment. So pasa and vedana are ayatanas at each moment. So each term has to be, each reality has to be considered carefully. So seeing when it arises now, it is ayatana. There is the meeting of the seeing with what is seen, the visible object, which has impinged on the eye sense, the inner and the outer ayatanas, and the chaitasikas that arise together with it, including the pasa and the vedana. So it seems like Hang mentioned at the start that the realities now are not quite the same as we read about in Paticca Samuppada, but when we consider more carefully, it's just a way of indicating the different realities, how they are conditioned, how the different rounds continue, the kilesa, the karma, the vipaka, on and on and on, lifetime after lifetime. So whatever arises in life now is part of Paticca Samuppada. I think it's helpful to consider from different aspects, and that's a good topic about, well, what about the seeing or hearing now? Where does it fit in? So good points to discuss. Any other points about it, Hang, that you found
Thank you, Sarah.
interesting?
And yeah, Thanachan, it's very interesting when you mention and explain about the links that we seems that it's in the past, like avijja and sankhara. It seems like in the past condition, the present moment, but actually it's now, and it will condition for the next moment, for the next life. And it's very subtle point, and we have to consider more and more about this. And even ayatana, Thanachan mentioned ayatana is now, and it's a meeting point. It's all the reality is meeting at this moment, at the moment of seeing, hearing, all they are there. And it's very subtle point. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And
Just one other comment.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go ahead, Hung.
And
Just
about
one other comment.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please go ahead.
Just
John.
one other comment to add. Also that a familiar term, Pali terms have different meanings in different contexts. So that's another point to keep in mind. And it's very obvious here because when it mentions nama rupa, for example, or sankhara, it's very specific kind of reality. But even with ayatana, it doesn't necessarily mean as a meeting point in this context. So that's one point just to bear in mind. Yes, go ahead, Hung.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah. And how about the Pachaya? Ajahn mentioned about the Pachaya, which condition this reality to another reality. So we have to how to consider about the Pachaya in the term of the Paticca Samuppada.
Well, it's something that can be known by understanding when sufficiently developed. Until then, it's just a concept in our mind. A different condition gives rise to a different idea on our part. In some instances, it's fairly obvious, like being object condition is clear enough that it means it's the object of the citta. But the other conditions we come across in other contexts anyway, like decisive support condition and anyamanya condition, contiguity condition. We come across these terms in other contexts, not just in Paticca Samuppada. But there's no direct understanding of their real significance until understanding is much further developed.
Yesterday.
Thank you, John. Sarah, you still mute.
Yesterday, one of the sisters in the Vietnamese discussion said she would like to know about the conditions for each factor. But just to give an example, I'm just looking at something in the text. At the moment of birth, the vijnana and the Chaitasikas arise and fall away simultaneously, and the citta is a condition for the nama, in this case, as connascence, support, association, presence, non-disappearance, and so on and so on. So many conditions involved for each.
Yes, so many, it's very complex. Yeah.
If we just learn the names, then it doesn't help at all. So that's why we were trying to ask her what her idea is, because otherwise, if we just read out long lists of the different conditions for each factor, if one doesn't understand what they are, how does it help?
I think the understanding one gets from the book study of dependent origination is not really particularly valuable. And so, although I'm happy to discuss it, I don't feel at all inclined to try to study it in detail, because it's so far removed from what can be directly known in most respects. So it's just accumulation of knowledge that will be lost later.
And so, for example, for the materiality at the moment of birth, the sub-commentary says that moment of pati sandhi, it's the citta is a condition for the rupas of the heart base in 9 ways, and it goes on in a lot of detail. So one has to consider little by little, otherwise it's all forgotten, as Jonathan said. And the question is, what about now? As I said to the sister, what about the understanding now, the understanding of seeing now? Otherwise, one's just looking at terms and words without really understanding what is meant by the rupa conditioned at the moment of birth by the same karma that conditions the citta. So one needs to look at each aspect in different ways and, like you said, see how it's relevant now to what about the avijja now, what about the seeing now, because this is what can be understood.
By all means, spend time on it if it's of interest, but otherwise, as Ajahn says, Panya just works its way. And what needs to be known comes to be known in due course as Panya is developed.
Yeah, thank you, John. And Thanachan just remind us about the atta, and it's always atta to try to find out something. Yes.
Well, yes, especially if one has the idea that I should be studying this, I should know more about this. If I study this more, then there'll be a support for development of understanding. Now, those kind of ideas are not properly founded and are motivated generally by a wish to have more understanding than one is capable of at the present moment. But as I said, if one has the interest in studying these kind of details, then no reason why one shouldn't.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Yes, trying to find
yeah.
avijja, trying to understand seeing now, trying to work out the story is not the understanding of Dhamma that appears now. So it's always the fine line between the careful considering, the wise reflecting, and the atta that would like to know, try to find out, trying to work it out, try to learn the story.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to bring up or ask about on this topic? Zita or Alberto or Rita or anyone?
Yes, Sarah. Good morning.
Hi, Tam. Morning.
Good morning to Ajahn, John, Sarah, and everyone. Since we are talking in the topic with Paticca I've got the question. And also when I heard John said he doesn't mind if anyone interested. I'm not sure whether I am trying or just because I've got a question. I want to ask you about the Vijnana condition to the Nama Rupa. As I heard Ajahn mentioned before that Vijnana including Nama and Rupa. To my understanding, Vijnana in the Paticca Samuppada is a chitta. So the chitta condition to Nama Rupa, which is the Cettasika and Rupa. But as I understand that chitta always accompany with Cettasika. So in Vijnana, they have chitta and Cettasika, and also in Nama, if it's Cettasika, it's also including chitta. So what is the difference between the chitta and Rupa in Vijnana and the chitta and Rupa in Nama and Rupa?
So in this context, the Vijnana is just referring to the Patisandhi Chitta, or we can say to the Patisandhi Chitta in particular, the birth consciousness, which is the result of past karma. Usually, for example, if we talk about Vijnana Kanda, Vijnana includes all chittas, any chittas. But in this context, it's referring to the Patisandhi Chitta, the result of past karma. And when it mentions, it conditions Nama. Nama refers to just Chaitasikas in this connection. So the Chaitasikas that arise with that Patisandhi Chitta at the moment of birth, actually it's reciprocal. They condition each other. They arise together at the moment of birth. There has to be Passa, Vedana, and other Chaitasikas already at that moment conditioned by the same karma. So they arise together and condition each other. And the rupas referred to here by Nama Rupa doesn't mean any rupa, like usually when we talk about rupas. It's just referring to the rupas conditioned by karma, the kamaja rupas, that also arise at that first moment of life. So the karma that conditions the birth consciousness also conditions the cetasikas that arise with the birth consciousness, and 3 groups of rupas right from the very first moment of life: the heart-based group of rupas, the sex group of rupas, masculinity or feminine group of rupas, and the body sense group of rupas. So they're conditioned by the first karma. Without the patisandhi citta, there would be no cetasikas and no rupas conditioned at that moment. So we see it's a little more intricate than we think of, and we have to know that the nama just refers to the cetasikas at that moment, and the rupas just to the kamaja rupas at that moment. Is
Thank
that
you
a
very
little
much.
clearer?
Yes,
A little
yes.
better?
So, yes, thank you very much. But so the Paticca Buddha is only for the Paticca Sandhi.
The patisandhi citta. When we're talking about the vijnana at that moment, it's referring specifically to the patisandhi, the beginning of life. But we can
Right.
say because of that patisandhi, all other vipaka cittas are conditioned too. So we can say it's the patisandhi and subsequent vipaka cittas. But the main point is it's referring to the birth consciousness conditioned by karma, the beginning of life, with all the other dhammas that arise and fall away in life following it.
Thank you. Now, I like to go further than that. If we talking about the vipaka citta, not the patisandhi anymore. So at the vijnana, the citta there is the vipaka citta, and also it, of course, it has to accompany with some cettasika as well. So what?
So then,
and conditioning
we're
to nama
beginning,
rupa.
so then we're beginning to talk about the different ayatanas. So as we know, the as a result of vijnana and the cetasikas and rupas conditioned at birth, from that moment onwards, there is the meeting of different realities, the inner and outer ayatanas. So any other vipaka citta, like Hang was asking about, what about seeing now? What about hearing now? All included in the ayatanas that meet together. And even when specifically it mentions Vedana and Tanha, also they are included in the ayatanas. So any moment of citta, any vijnana, any citta later in life, they are all included in the ayatanas. But when we read about sankhara conditions, vijnana conditions, nama rupa, it's specifically referring to the moment of birth. And those namas are specifically referring to the cetasikas at that moment. But for the rest of their life, cetasikas are rising and falling away with every citta. Kamaja rupas are being conditioned by past karma throughout life.
Yep. Thank you very much. I'm clear now. Yes.
And
I'm a
it's
little
all
bit
about
confused.
now.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. So like we said, it's very subtle. And as the Buddha said to Ananda, very deep. And the only way it can be understood a little is understanding what is now, understanding what is cetasika now, understanding what is citta now, understanding what are rupas now, conditioned in different ways, because whatever is now is included, is all part of the cycle of birth and death. And in brief, we can say it's the cycle of kilesa, ignorance, attachment, and so on, the cycle of karma and the cycle of vipaka results, on and on.
Yep. Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you. I'm clear now. Yeah.
I don't know if it's clear yet, but a little more considering.
I'm clear
Maybe.
about my question a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, a little bit.
Thank
Let's see
you.
if Ajahn would like to say anything to you or add anything to anyone.
So now a little more understanding, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What is citta?
Chitta is the experiences. Yeah.
And what about lobha?
Lobha, Chittasika.
Yeah. What is the difference between citta and cetasika?
They always go together, but one is the it experiences. The other one it follow along the chitta to experience. Yeah, the Chittasika.
Yes. What you say by
And it
follow?
does the job. It has a function of its own.
And what is
Chittasika.
the difference? What is the difference? Why cetasika cannot be citta?
Why Jessica cannot be because Chittasika they have its own function. The chitta is only is only experiences only.
What is the function of citta? Does citta have any function?
I translated from my understanding English. It knows, it recognizes.
And what about cetasika?
It has the job like like Pasa, it contacts, and Vedana is it has the feelings.
Okay. Each different ones.
Yes.
Feeling is not Pasa and so on. But what is the difference between citta and cetasika?
I heard you from your teaching. One is an inner ayatana and one is an outside ayatana. Is that right?
No. I think that in order to understand the truth, which is so very subtle, it
Yes.
needs considering to really understand the distinction of now seeing is citta or cetasika
Seeing is chitta.
by words. Is there any cetasika at moment of seeing?
They have 7 universal one.
What is the difference between citta and cetasikas? Why citta is not cetasika and cetasika cannot be citta? And cetasika be citta? Or can citta be cetasika?
No.
Why
Chitta
not?
cannot be cetasika because chitta is experiences.
And cetasika doesn't it experience?
It does experience, but it's got its own function.
And citta doesn't it have function?
It just knowing. It just know. It together with Chittasika, it knows the object of it.
Does cetasika also know the object?
Very true. Yes.
What is the difference between citta and cetasika?
The chitta doesn't do any job, any function of the Chittasika.
Certainly, because they have different functions. But what is the difference between citta and cetasikas?
It's leading
Leading, what does it mean?
the cetasika to the object is attending.
How does it lead?
Contact with the seven universal cetasika, manisikara, contact.
So it's the remembrance of the function and the word about citta and cetasika. What is that can be known now? What is that now which can be known? This moment.
I'm a bit confused now. I don't know. You mean by you asking about the citta, or you're asking about the cetasika, or what?
Both, one by one.
For example, if at the moment there is hearing,
Okay, what is it?
the citta experiences when there is the sound.
And cetasika?
It helps the citta to contact the object.
Can citta contact?
No.
So is that cetasika?
Yes.
Momentary.
Fasta.
And can it be known now?
Yes.
Phassa?
Fasta. No, it only contacts the object. Yes. And the citta knows when all the condition when the condition met, the citta knows about the object.
What do you mean by know?
Experiences. I heard the word you use all the time. Experiences.
And what about cetasikas?
Very good question. It's also experience as well.
That's
But it
why
doesn't do the
considering leading to
the object. The citta bring all the cetasika to attend to the object.
so it does not experience, it just lead the cetasikas to experience the object. And what about the citta's function? To lead or to what?
The citta to lead, yes.
Can cetasika lead?
No.
And what do you mean by, again, citta leads the cetasika?
Yes. To
What
attending to the object.
And does it experiences the object? It doesn't perform any other function at all. Only one function at a time.
Yes.
So what is the function of citta?
It's experiences.
Not leading cetasikas to experience.
Yeah, also it leading, yes.
How many functions of citta?
One function.
Which one?
I know that it lead the cetasikas to attend to the object. So
While
that's why
leading.
the citta can That's why the citta can experience the object.
Without
So
leading,
without
can it,
leading,
can it experience the object?
no, they have to together at the same time, same object. Yep.
Is what can be known now?
The sound,
What is it?
the experience.
The sound
Yes.
experience, or what? Can the sound experience?
No, the citta.
So what is there now?
The citta experiences the sound.
Are they different?
Yes.
What? How
One can
different?
experience, the other one cannot experience, which is the sound cannot experience.
So the sound is experienced now, right?
The sound cannot experience. The citta can experience.
The sound cannot experience, but
That's right.
it experienced. Is that right?
It is being experienced by the sound, by the citta.
Okay. So citta arises and experiences sound only,
Yes.
right? Can
Yes.
it lead?
Can it
Can
lead?
when it experiences?
I think yes.
So now seeing lead, is that right?
Seeing experiences the sound.
Oh,
I mean the
Does
hear.
it,
Yeah, the sound. That's right.
does it lead?
If it only does one function, then it can only experience and it doesn't lead. If there's only one function, yes.
That's right. No matter what word is used, there has to be careful considering to realize the reality of each different ones, different realities. For now, there is seeing what is known right now.
The visible object, the color.
Can the seeing be known?
No.
Can it be known?
The seeing only experience the visible object.
There is seeing right now. Can the seeing is known? Can the seeing be known?
The object of seeing, yes.
But the question is, can seeing be known?
Yes.
How?
Through the visible object.
At moment of seeing right now,
Yes.
can seeing now be known?
If you're talking about the experience, no.
So does seeing experience anything?
It sees the object.
Does it experience anything? So now you say seeing sees the object. Can the seeing be known as is not visible object?
Can the seeing
Be known as
be known?
visible object?
Can the
as
reality of seeing, not the visible object, the seeing itself, can that Dhamma be understood? Can it be known?
it can be understood, yes,
How?
through the visible object.
You mean visible object can understand it, or how can it
No,
be
visible object
understood?
cannot be
Seeing?
cannot be understanding. Yeah.
So it's not understood through visible object. How is seeing understood? How can it be known?
Through the eyes, to the
No. How can the reality of seeing, not how does it see visible object or what does the visible object impinge on, but how can the characteristic of seeing, the reality of seeing, how can it be understood? How can it be known?
when there is an object of when there is a visible object, and
That
you know
is,
that
how does it arise? That's the answer to how does it arise. It arises when there is a visible object that is impinged on eye sense. But Ajahn question was not how does it arise or how does it experience. Her question was how can it be known? Can it be known? Can it be understood?
no,
If it cannot be understood, how could the Buddha and his disciples teach about it? How could it be known if it's not possible that it can be known?
yeah, that's very true. I'm a little bit confused.
How can feeling be known? How can hearing be known? How can any reality be known?
Through the characteristics of it, yes.
And what knows it?
And
What
sorry,
understands it? What understands it? The
Panya.
characteristic panya.
Panya,
So
yes.
it can be known by panya, by the development of panya. That is how visible object can be known, how seeing can be known, how pleasant feeling can be known by the development of panya from the careful reflecting and considering, not by visible object, not by eye sense, but by panya. So
Thank
now,
you so much. Yes.
the reason Ajahn asking all these questions is in order for there to be the careful considering, the careful reflecting on what one has read and is heard and is repeating. But what about the understanding now? Can the realities one is talking about, like seeing, be known? Not is it known now, but can it be known? How can it be known? Only by the development of panya from careful considering.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. I
Yeah.
love it. I love this question. Thank you. I know I can try to check to see whether I understand not on the book work, the book words. Yes.
This is the point. This is a point, because if we just learn the terms like sankhara conditions, vijnana conditions, nama, rupa, we just collect book terms.
Book
but
terms,
what about the understanding now? Why is seeing the leader? What does it experience? What is the difference in its function? Can it be known? So as you love the question so much, maybe Ajahn has more for you.
I don't mind to be in a hot seat.
Do you have can you turn your video on, Tam? That would be great too.
Yes.
Great. Okay, please carry on, Ajahn.
So my question, Ajahn did ask me a question before about the Cetasika, whether they experience the object as well. And my question, I say yes, but they I also said they follow the chitta to attend to the object. Am I right to say that?
Well, as you said, each one has its function. So Manasikara tends to the object, Phassa contacts the object, and so on. They have their specific functions. So the Chitta and Chaitasikas arise together, condition each other, arise at the same moment. But as you said, Chitta is the leader. That's why it's the inner ayatana. It's the leader in experiencing the object. So it has the function of experiencing the object clearly, just as it is. It doesn't contact, it doesn't feel, it doesn't attend, it doesn't focus. It just experiences the object just as it is. At a moment of seeing, the Chitta sees what is visible clearly, just as it is. And the other Chaitasikas that arise together with it perform their particular functions. But I think your answers were, very good. I thought you were doing very well.
Thank you.
But maybe Ajahn had, yes.
I need to ask you, because Ajahn did ask me how many functions of the chitta. So I said one function, which is the experience. So like you mentioned before that it lead. So it does have another function as well, which is lead the Cetasika to attend the object.
Right, right. So it is the chief in experiencing the object which it experiences so clearly, and that is its function. So this is why one has to consider very carefully each point, each detail, because like in the beginning you said, oh yes, it's the leader, and then you said, oh well, maybe it's not because only one function. So then the doubt comes in. So the understanding has to be firm yes. Confidence, always the leader, and always experiences the object clearly.
Thank you.
Ajahn, that Tam Tan came from Sydney to visit us when we were in Hanoi. So it was very good to see you in Hanoi, Tam Tan.
Only one day. Only one day, yes.
But very, very good that you could join for one day. Ajahn, would you like to ask Tam Tan any more questions?
Does a characteristic like Cetasika and Chitta has only one function?
I know that Cetasika, each Cetasika has its own function. Like Phassa, it only does the contact, Vedana, feeling, Sanya, memory. Again, Chitta is the experience, the leading, yeah. So your question is whether it's only one function, is that right?
So can it be the moment when it experiences the object here? It's the chief of experience. So someone may say it's the leader, which means the chief of experiencing.
Yes.
Not just to function.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
That's why we learn to understand the meaning of each word, to understand the truth of it. That cannot be just one word explained enough. That's why there are other words too. But no matter what word is used, there must be careful considering. Now,
yes.
See, it does have intention or it doesn't lead, but the chief of experience means the leader.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, but
my understanding not so firm. Yes.
That's why each word is so very, very subtle, much more than anyone can imagine or expect. For example, at moment of seeing, can there be at the moment?
If there's panya, you will understand there's a seeing there.
No, not yet the realization, the nature of seeing as just a reality, but begin to think, to consider carefully. At moment of seeing, can they be at the moment together?
No,
That's why life is so short, just in a moment.
but to us, when we don't have the understanding, we don't have the panya yet, we will see everything together.
That's why we listen to the one who has enlightened the truth, Dhamma Sambuddha. Without his enlightenment, there cannot be any word just point to the truth of this moment at all. That's why each word comes from the enlightenment of Samma Sambuddha, the greatest wisdom above anyone in universes, not just one universe. See, so it's so deep. Without understanding that it's so deep, one takes it for very easy, just take the word, but not understand the truth. And the truth is not the word, not just the word. The truth now is seeing, no matter what word is used in any language. But seeing cannot change. It's just a moment of seeing. And the seeing and that which is seen, is that right?
Yes.
What is now understood?
There's a moment of seeing, and there's there is an object there, and there's that experience.
At moment of seeing, can there be sound appearing?
No.
Is it true?
Yes.
Firm, confident?
Yes.
Can it be known more at moment when it's there? There is seeing right now. Can that seeing be known, or can that which is seen be known? Can, possible, or not possible, impossible.
I can say everything is a block.
No. It's not about anyone's idea, but it's about the truth of this moment. There is seeing for sure. It sees now. Can the characteristic of seeing be known as it's just a reality which sees? No
Yes.
one. Okay. Why? Why can it can be seen?
Just a Dhamma. True. What I learned from the teacher, from the book.
No, it's there so real. If it's not known at that particular moment of seeing, what else can be known? Is that right?
You can hear as well.
Together, the same moment, or
Or not
different?
the same moment. After, I mean,
That's
you
why
can
we
sit.
just, yeah, that's why we just talk about one moment of one reality or one characteristic. In truth, how many moments of seeing is there now, right now?
In truth, supposed to be one moment, but there's lots of moments together.
So lots of moment, it means many moments of one moment, right?
Yes.
That's why can only one moment be known? This is more difficult, but I think that it's just heard about it, that's all. Because it's very difficult to understand it, because it has to have more understanding of moment to moment. Can seeing be yours?
But you can, Ajahn, you can see the stage of changing. You know, like the flowers.
No, no, I don't talk about flower or anything at all. Just talk about the truth of seeing right now.
Okay.
It's there. Can it be you?
No.
Really?
There's only an object of, it's only a visible object, yes.
Just
and there is the theta that sees the object.
too far. What about, can seeing be you?
No, but through my eye senses, yes.
No. Just yes or no. Can
No.
this be you?
No.
Why not?
Because
I'm thinking about the story. But see right now, can it be you, to be truthful? The first area such at the first round. Can seeing be you?
No.
Why not?
It's just the experience. It comes and it goes away.
It's gone, right?
Yes.
At moment
Yes.
of hearing, there's no seeing. So every moment just arise and then gone. Is it right?
Yes. Yes.
Which one is you?
No, me.
See, it is the beginning to understand what is meant by avijja. No understanding of the truth from birth to death, from life to life. If there's no hearing the words about the truth and consider carefully until what is now as it is appearing. And that is the teaching of the Buddha, the 3 rounds of Ariya Satya. It has to begin with understanding how very subtle it is, how deep it is. Even if now arises and falls away, it does not appear as it is. That's why how great wisdom Buddha developed to understand each reality clearly, thoroughly, as it is, from his words about it. Is that right? So many words about just seeing.
Yes, very hard, Ajahn. As soon as this Zoom finishes, everything is I see, I talk, I go, I do.
Right. It's wrong or right understanding, taking all those moments as to be you. Wrong or right? So the truth is now. Wrong or right?
Oh, right. Yes, sorry.
So
The truth is now, yes.
So the seeing is I. Is it right?
No.
What is right and what is wrong? When one say I see, and the idea of taking that for I, the seeing now. If you don't hear the teachings about seeing at all, can you know Buddha?
No, definitely no. Yeah.
Of seeing. That's right. What did he say? Consider carefully how subtle it is, how long it takes to have confidence, to understand, to consider seeing until it appears as it is.
Yes, thank you, Ajahn. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your how do I say, your kind words. Yes, your teaching.
So are you now patient enough to hear more?
Yes. If no one asks any question to you, yes.
So learn to understand whatever is there now has been conditioned to arise. And we learn about condition little by little. No matter of any reality, even avijja condition, sankhara, there must be condition. And what is condition? Avijja, condition, sankhara. See, not understanding the truth is wrong. Taking that as I from the very beginning, on and on and on, until there is a little more understanding before it can let go. The idea of I am seeing. Is it so subtle? It does take quite a long time, patience, and virya, and satya, nekama, to let go, wrong understanding. So listen carefully to understand the truth of what is there. Seeing doesn't have any shape nor form at all. It's the reality which arises and experience. Imagine from birth, each moment is there, arising and then gone. Each moment, even right now, this is the beginning to have confidence of the truth. Can the truth be changed?
No.
Very
Yeah.
confidence. So
Yeah.
now, not I see, right? What see? If it's not I see.
It's the chitta that see.
And the citta is the seeing, because citta experience many different objects. That's why when talk about just one moment of experience, visible object, seeing. Can seeing be your friend?
No, Ajahn, no.
Do you have any friend?
Yes,
What is that moment?
but no. At the moment, I don't see it yet.
There is a reality arising and falling all the time. Experiences different object. What is experienced is and is a condition for seeing to arise. Is that right? Without that which now seen impinged on the eye base, seeing cannot arise. But now seeing has a reason, because there is that which impinges on the eye base. And the eye is an condition, it's a condition for seeing to arise. And also Cetasika arising together, condition each other for seeing to arise. Otherwise, seeing cannot arise at all. And this is the far condition, the near condition. What about the far condition? Years and years ago, condition this moment of seeing to be the result of what kind of karma? Kusala karma or akusala karma. See, just one word, but there can be a little more understanding of what are there and what is each different one, conditioned by what. And that is by way of paticca conditions. Is this so very, very subtle? Otherwise, why did Buddha have to take quite a long time, years and years, 100,000 and countable years, to realize the truth now? Seeing is not permanent, just gone. Hearing is not permanent either, just gone. Each moment. Learn to have firm confidence to understand directly the nature of that which is that only one characteristic, not the rose and the window all together at once, like one closes one's eyes, they're gone, and then as soon as one opens one's eye, all are there again. Impossible. Just only one moment, one dot of that which is seen. Many uncountable moments to be all at once as soon as one opens one's eye. How repetitive the way it is. That's why without right understanding each moment as it is, there cannot be the letting go, the idea of something or someone out of just different colors. Understand what is avijja? No understanding. That can be known by understanding. Only vijja can understand avijja. So among all realities arising, understanding of panya or vijja is the best. It can understand the truth, the subtle truth now, but not just hearing. It takes time to consider what is there as it is. Gradually works its way to understand a little more, unknowingly, until it's there appearing. Like seeing right now. How come? What condition it might be years ago, 100 years ago, or just last life, or just some moments ago in this life. Who knows? Is that true? That's why learn to be truthful to the truth. Satya Parami. Never be changed at all the way it is right now. Who knows? Without hearing, considering, listening carefully to understand what is meant by anatta. Dhamma, all dhammas are anatta. Believe it or not, or understanding it, not just believe, or realize it, that it's there. Because it's so true, it can be realized, but not with ignorance, but it's understanding and letting go, so it can appear as it is. Because there's no avijja covers up or attachment covers up, so it can appear little by little as it is. Not at will, but by conditions. Satipatthana, or what one say, practice, but in truth, it's the development of right understanding from the very beginning of hearing and considering now. Is it subtle?
Very subtle.
Mm-hmm. Then it's time to understand the virtues of the Buddha a little more, a little more, a little more, to take his word to be refuge, to get away from the circle of birth and death, finally. Be patient, very little of so great patience, parami. So it's not just the word, there is virya, effort, and khanti when time comes in daily life, when akusala usually arises. But when there is right understanding, it's so useless to be akusala. No one can harm or hurt anyone, only akusala, which arises and hurt or harm instantly. Unpleasant feeling, bad thinking, unwholesome thought, and so on. That's why it has to be daily life to understand what is only by conditions, no matter fame or loss or whatever, not at will, but all by conditions, which is very deep, because each moment now, experiencing the object with attachment, aversion, or feeling pleasant, unpleasant, are conditions too. So life goes on by conditions, no matter it's wholesome result or unwholesome result, just for a moment. So right understanding saves one from unpleasant moment. Even right now, understanding even just a little can condition so pleasant feeling with understanding that life is by its own way. Not anyone can do anything at all. Each moment is its reality. Sometimes it's just only very slight attachment, and that is a reality, no one. And sometimes it's a very strong attachment by conditions, only a moment. It's just like a test of understanding in life. How much understanding of the truth is what is there in daily life, kindness or anger. Is that true? Little by little. Are you now studying Dhamma?
Yes.
Where's Dhamma and when's Dhamma?
Dhamma is just a reality, Ajahn.
That is
So there is a seeing, the hearing, touching, smelling. They're all
right.
Dhammas.
Right now, not in the book. Seeing right now is Dhamma. So
Yes.
close, but it's not known. And it's gone. That's why the teaching condition, understanding closer and closer to seeing right now. When seeing right now, what is seen cannot be something at all, right? When it's now, seeing now, so close, what is seen cannot be anything at all. Begin to understand that development of understanding has to be understanding what is there, so close right now, because it's that true. Are you learning about Dhamma?
Yes.
What Dhamma now? See, it's not known. It's gone. So right understanding has to be strong enough to understand the moment when it's there. So many moments in life, from one moment to the other moment, just one at a time. So life is just different realities. No one there at all. Only conditioned realities arising and falling away. And understand what is the cause, conditions, and what is the result. The cause is paccaya, and the result is paccayuppanna. Uppanna is arise by that condition. So seeing is what? Learn a little more about seeing right now in order to get closer and closer to understand it, just one reality at a time.
Can seeing be known, Tam Tam?
Like Ajahn said, is there's the condition of reality is come and goes away straight. Yeah.
Can it be known?
No.
If it can't be known, why did the Buddha teach about it?
It can only be known at the moment when it is there.
When the
But
characteristic appears by way of nimitta. So it can be known. Panya has to develop, like we discussed before, little by little. So it can be known by panya, which develops from careful considering, like now, little by little by little. Until it,
if there's no
if there's no
panya, then
panya,
it's
it's not known. But
Yes.
it can be known by panya when there has been the considering, the reflecting, the development, the accumulation of panya. Otherwise, no point in discussing it, no point in the Buddha teaching about it if it can't be known. It can
So
be
can
known.
can I say when there is sati as well? When there is sati?
Panya with sati. Panya cannot arise without sati. So
Right.
sati always arises with panya. Yes.
Yes.
So it can be known, but the panya has to develop from hearing, reflecting wisely on and on until it understands directly, until it understands clearly on and on.
Yes.
Any
Thank-
reality, any Dhamma, yes.
Mm. Mm.
Depending on conditions and accumulations and the wise considering and reflecting.
And just to be clear, it's panya that knows the characteristic of a reality. So it would be panya that is the relevant mental factor, because sati can arise without panya. For example, when there's any kind of kusala, there's sati present also. But it's when there's sati and panya, and specifically the panya, that is what knows or understands conditioned realities.
Yeah. Thank you.
And as you say, the seeing has arisen and gone instantly. Countless moments of seeing have arisen and gone instantly, but the characteristic, the sign of the characteristic, the nimitta of the characteristic can appear, can be known by panya
Okay.
through
Yes,
the mind
again.
door.
My answer
Through
is
the
that
mind door.
yes, can be seen through the nimitta when there
Yes,
is
so
panya.
Through the mind door, yes.
it's not the knowing of a single moment of seeing or reality. It's
Yeah,
the
that's
knowing
impossible.
of the, well, it's possible for very advanced understanding, but in the beginning, what appears is the impression of the reality, the nimitta, the impression, and it's weak, but it's clearly different from anything that's come before it. So it's the understanding of the reality directly, but not a single moment, because that would require highly developed panya.
Always by way of nimitta. Because the moment of seeing arises, like you say, the object is visible object. Seeing can only be the object, can only appear through the mind door. So the seeing has gone, but the characteristic of seeing from many, many moments of seeing can be known, can appear, can be understood by panya.
So can I
And that's
also
why
ask?
the Buddha.
Yes. So can I also ask if the moment can be seen, that means the realization has been done. Is that right? About the realization of the reality has been done. I can't hear, Sarah.
said, shall we continue next time? Because this is more detailed points. So I think let's just leave it here, seeing now it can be understood when Panya develops. So let's talk more about realizations and other points next time.
Thank you so much.